All right, guys. Welcome to the mini podcast again. Today is the 25th of June. Good old 2019. What a year, right? Okay. So Charlie's already with the request there. The S weapon in Contra is overrated. No, it is not. But we will get to that. All right. So as you can see down below, we have the three gifts. You can try to guess what they are as we go. So we'll start with the first one. Is the Mario Maker 2 release date? Can you please put that on silent? My man AJ's here. He might chime in if he wants to on the topics. I don't know how much you'll know about them. But the Mario Maker 2 comes out on the 28th. That's in 3 days. 3 days. I played a lot of Mario Maker 1 when I was the first of the streamer. And so I wanted to touch base on the second one because I can't play it. I don't have a Switch. But it's a big thing in my life. I like to watch a lot of people play it, and of course we play a lot of Mario on my channel. So I'm happy to see what people come out with. There's a lot of new stuff going on, but every other streamer, every other podcast is talking about all the changes being made, all the additional things going on, and you can watch them and get all that. You probably already know anyway. So I wanted to get into what I think, I hope happens with Mario Maker 2 that should change from what has happened with Mario Maker 1. And I think the big thing is that I've seen with at least the hacks that we're starting to sway away from it being Mario. And as I always say, they're turning into other games. I saw this one hack where you're the whole time you're falling and you're dodging spikes and you're grabbing this and shooting it at that, and then it turned into a shmup where Mario is shooting a fireball straight and moving up and down at enemies coming at him, and I'm like, this isn't a Mario anymore. This is just another game where you control the character. Looks like Mario, looks like a Chinese bootleg of something. Like some Mario 17, and it's Gradius with Mario's head on it, and that's why is it coming to this stage, And when I saw the trailer for Mario 2 and the small gameplay, it almost looked like even Mario Maker is turning into that, where it's becoming so crazy and so intense and so different that we're not playing Mario anymore. We're playing we're just making games. It's not Mario Maker, it's Pixel Maker, so I'm hoping that with Mario 2 or Mario Maker 2 for that matter, that we kind of go back towards playing Mario again. I just think that's the main focus of the game, is to create Mario levels. And the other big thing that I'm hoping happens is we get away from this same shit every level, every creator, every streamer. They do the same shit. It's okay, so some of the people I watch, Carl Sagan 42, Grand Pooh Bear, Ryu Car, the big boys, Barbarius King, these guys are awesome, but they all play the same shit. What I always categorize it three ways. You got follow the coins, you got the troll levels, and then you got the guess and test, which it's kind of like a troll level, but there are different, trolls and guess and test kind of go together. But it seems like those are the only three levels that people make anymore, and it's getting really boring. Other than New Soup speedruns, which I think will go away in Mario Maker 2. But I'm hoping in Mario Maker 2 we go back to, like I said, the old Mario platforming style. Let's make some Mario levels. Let's get back to the original mechanics, the roots of what made this game fun. You watch these guys and they're supposed to be professionals and the best in their class, but all they do is play levels where there's literally coins that tell them exactly where to go every second. Jump here, follow this coin trail, and then it's one trail and one shell and one block. Oh, I wonder what I do with this shell. Throw it into the block. You don't even have to be good to play these levels. But then everyone acts like these are god gamers. That's the term going around. But it's so fucking boring. Every level's the same. It's there's the coin, there's the shell, there's a spring. I wonder what I do. It just seems like we've lost what makes Mario fun. And then especially with like these troll levels, like I get it, they're fun, but when it's all you do, it's boring. Because like these troll levels you aren't even playing. Like you're not. You're going, I wonder what I do here. I'm gonna try this and hope I don't die. Oh, I died. Let's try this again. Oh, let's try this new thing. Oh, I died. That's not right. Let's try this again. You know, like the basics of Mario is you're able to assess the situation with the knowledge and the experience you've had playing Mario and go, oh, there's a Koopa in a pit. I need to jump over it, and I need to platform here, get from point A to point B. It's a whole different mindset. It's a whole different gameplay, and it's just not the same. It's not the same to watch someone just sit there and look at like a screen and go, huh, well, if I throw the shell at the block, something will happen. Oh, nope, I'm dying. And it's almost like watching a really bad movie and you know the ending the whole time and you're just waiting for it to happen. You know, it's not entertaining anymore. Like it is once in a while. That's what I'm saying. Moderation. You know, like play a troll level here and there. It's a fun little break from the action. You know, play one of these where you follow the coins. Cool beans. But like, it's almost to the point like every time I watch Carl Sagan, he's playing a guess and test game or level. Every time I watch Barbara's King, he's playing a follow the coin level. It's just boring. So that's what I'm hoping happens with Mario Maker 2. You know, throw your comments and, you know, all your complaints about what I just said in the comment section as always. So we're going on to the next topic, and that's right down here. Good old Harry Potter. Yes, Wizards Unite came out on last Friday, and I've been playing the shit out of it. It's awesome. It's made by Niantic, the guys who brought you Pokemon Go, which I still do play. I'll even throw in my codes for both Pokemon Go and Wizards Unite down below. So if you want to be friends, we can be friends and do that wizarding thing. You know, let's be nerds together. Yeah, okay. So as Niantic was with Pokemon Go, Wizards Unite has its issues. So I'm going to get those out of the way before we have fun with it. The one is casting spells is really awkward and weird. I don't know if you guys are having problems with it, but okay, for those who don't know, what you have to do is instead of catching a Pokemon with a Pokeball, you cast a spell on something, whether it's to vanquish, sorry, I'm like blocking my cat, to vanquish like an enemy from an item, or to like pull an item out of like a spell, or to dispel something, you know, like it's like Harry Potter, you're casting a spell on something. But like what it is you have to trace your fingers as the, you know, like, okay, like, you know how they cast the spell and they like make like a rune or something, like that's what you're doing with your finger. But they show you where you need to go. They give you like an outline, and as soon as you start, it disappears. So you have to kind of like memorize it, and then as best you can trace it. Well, it just seems like no matter how good you are at tracing it, it's never good. Or I'm sorry, it's only good. You know, they have like fair, good, great, and perfect is the ratings. If I can get a great, holy shit, you know, like it's like 1 out of 100. But it just seems like you can trace it perfectly, and it's never good enough for this game. And I just think like they need to really like step it up on there, because a lot of this stuff pertains to like how good you trace that spell, like how much experience you get, how well the spell works. You know, because there is a percentage for it to not work, and the better you trace it, the better it works. So you have energy in the game, and you burn energy every time you cast the spell. So if the spell doesn't cast because you only got good, well, that's going to harm you, because the only way to get energy is you have to walk around town, you know. So like energy is hard to come by, and I think that's a very big flaw when you are tracing it perfectly and the game is not telling you or allowing you to trace it perfectly, in a sense. And that can be very detrimental to progressing in the game. And that, to me, that's a big turnoff. They need to really, like, I don't know, tighten that up a little bit. Also, the friend interaction. I have like 4 friends, but there's nothing you do with them. It's almost like they're just there to be there. I don't understand why. I mean, obviously we're going to implement something, I would imagine, but as of right now, it's like everyone's like, share your code. What the fuck for? Like, there's nothing to do. Like it's just a friends list. Like other than you can see what level they are and what class they are. I haven't got into battling yet. I haven't like walked around and did the supposed gyms or houses or whatever. I saw that you can like go in there and then it waits for other players and everything. It's more like a raid, but maybe that's why you have friends. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't gotten too into it in that regard, but I just feel like they need to implement more friend things like they did with Pokemon, where you can battle each other, you can trade. You know, you can, if you're walking with each other, it ups your experience. You know, like they made it worth having friends. Like you even gain experience from doing things with your friends, you know, and you level up your friendship with your friends. Like that, this is all awesome stuff, which none of what I said exists, in the Harry Potter game. So they got to do something with it, or what's the point? I just think there's a lot of potential there. You know, obviously Niantic's not watching my shitty podcast, but if you are, definitely implement something like you can like cast spells together. You know, like if I like click on a monster, we can both, you know, put our spells together and do something, or we can trade knowledge, you know, or something. You know, like give us something to do together. I think that's kind of the point. You know. Alright, so, you know what, let's get into the good stuff about it though real quick. It is fun, it's a really cool game. I actually really do like the idea of like casting the spells with your finger other than just flicking a ball, because that was my big complaint about Pokemon Go, is the monotony of it. You just do the same shit over and over. You walk, you spin the ball, you catch the Pokemon. You walk, you spin the ball, you catch the Pokemon. That's it. That's the entire goddamn game other than the raids. So it's kind of cool that at least they're taking one aspect of it and mixing it up. Like you don't know what spell you're gonna have to cast, and you don't know like what, you know, like thing you're gonna do, and it's an interesting concept, and I think they nailed it with that. I do like the overall aesthetics. The aesthetics are great. I love the way like the towns look. Like I have a spot downtown in Falls on Front Street. It actually looks like a city in Harry Potter when you go there. So like when you're looking at the game, it's just beautiful. It's awesome. I like the system of gaining the energy. You know, you still got to do the spell and collect it, but then they added also like this plant thing. So like you might not necessarily get energy, which I mean it kind of sucks, but that's kind of how Pokemon Go is. Sometimes you get Pokeballs, sometimes you get fruit, sometimes you get items. You know, in this sometimes you get energy, and sometimes you get these other items to make potions, which is totally new from Pokemon Go as well. So that is the other thing I love that they implemented, is these potion things. Because instead of just getting them from Pokestops like you do in Go, you actually have to make them. So you collect ingredients and you put the different ingredients together to make different types of potions. And I think this is cool because it allows you to make what you need. That was one of my big complaints about Pokemon Go, is I would always get a bunch of shit I didn't need. I'd get those stupid berries. Like, who needs the berries? Or I'd get a shit ton of pineapples when I need raspberries, you know? At least in this game, like, if I need this potion, I can make this potion. Or I can save the ingredients to make them, you know? So I do like that aspect of it, giving me more of I guess a strategy in a sense, you know, instead of just the luck of the draw. That's a great source for that. And then also, I just love I hate to say the word aesthetics again, so I'm just going to say just the variety of visuals that they give you. Like in Pokemon Go, like the only difference in visuals is like what weather is outside, you know? Other than that, you're looking at the same shit. Whereas in this, you know, you're seeing different characters in different classes. You're seeing different enemies interact with different items. You know, it just kind of feels like there's more of a variety, you know, different things to see. So they're doing really well with it. It's definitely a better launch than Pokemon Go was. So that, I'll give them props to that. Cool beans. All right, so enough about that. Let's move on to right here. Yes, that is Saved by the Bell. Us old school 90s guys, we love that. but that's not actually a topic. That's for what I'm going to do at the end. I wanted to do a couple quickies though. Yes, I have a video section in my YouTube, which there are links below if you want to check that out. In my YouTube, I do something called Quickies, where I review games really quick. So I wanted to implement that into the podcast. That's right. This is the first time this is a new thing. A couple things I run into that I don't want to spend a lot of time on. I just think are really freaking cool. I wanted to bring up. So if you're familiar with the show Mythbusters, Adam Savage, fellow Adam, what's up, dude? He made an Iron Man suit, like a legit Iron Man suit. Like, I guess it flies and everything. It's fucking awesome. It doesn't shoot lasers, which, I mean, I thought that would have been cool. In fact, I thought that would have been the first thing you'd want to do. But no, like he said, they even shot bullets at it. Like it's bulletproof. You can wear it, and it flies. It's a freaking Iron Man suit. So I was like, I have to bring this up. You guys have to check this out. It's so goddamn cool. It doesn't look like Iron Man. But you know what was even really cool? Because a lot of these big companies are assholes and they don't want to like let us fans do anything. Marvel actually like went to him and let him put it on one of their shows or something, and like was totally for him doing this. Like they didn't fund it, but they said, you know what? Go ahead, dude. Use the Iron Man trademark. Do your thing. Fucking make it. And you know what? Hats off to Marvel, dude. Finally stepping up and allowing like the fans to be part of the universe, you know, because that happens a lot on YouTube, you know, like with copyright strikes and people like fan made stuff like Capcom. Capcom allowed the guys to make the Mega Man 2.5, but then what was that? I forget what that one game was that they shut down. But like Nintendo does it all the time. They shut down all these fan-made projects. It's like, dude, come on, let us have some fun, you know? Like, if anything, we're promoting your shit. So allow it to happen. So yes, hats off to Marvel for allowing that to happen, and God bless you, Adam Savage, for just being a savage in general and making a freaking Iron Man suit. That's awesome. So go check that out. It's so cool. Alright, so the next one is Xbox is cracking down on toxic online behavior. They said coming out with the new Xbox 2. Cool name, bro. So Xbox 2, they said they're going to have this whole new system where they're really going to like time out people who are using bad language or just being toxic in general. I don't know how they're going to do this. It doesn't seem like it's even feasible, in my opinion. I just don't see how they're gonna have this. Well, they're gonna have like a bot that like reads people's words, and if they say the word fuck, they're done. Like how's this gonna happen? Like, how? I don't get it. But you know what? I'm all for it, because that's what really made me stop playing games online. Like I remember I was the first in line for Xbox 360, but not the first, but you know, one of the first. I was there to get the first run, and I was so excited. I get Perfect Dark. 0, and I get it and I'm playing online, and like people were just such assholes. Like, I mean, I played a lot of Halo, and I got into Halo Reach team. I was on a Halo Reach team for a while, but you'd get these people and all they did was complain and bitch and then call you names. You'd get like all the, we called them no pubes, like all these young kids who just would scream any swear word they could because their parents were in the room, and it was just annoying. Like I ended up muting everybody, and then what's the point of playing online? And I just got really bored with it and really just sick of hearing these whiny kids. And so, you know what? Go Xbox, you know. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I hope you figure out something, and I hope PlayStation and Steam and everyone else jumps on board. It's just a great thing to implement, and I really hope we move towards that, because it just would make the experience better. And it's unnecessary. I understand getting mad. We can all get mad. We can all say, you know, fuck you. You know, like we should get like something, you know. But obviously there is a line that gets crossed constantly. Anyone who's played online knows this, and that's what I'm hoping they figure out, where that line is. Hopefully that line is drawn in a good spot. Let's hope they don't go too crazy with it, because we're all gonna swear. We're all gonna get pissed. And then we're all going to get banned, and then there's going to be no games. So it is walking a fine line, thin ice, whatever euphemism you want to use. But definitely, let's hope something happens there. So, okay, Space Jam 2. I'm a big Space Jam fan. I know it's not really like video game related, but I just want to say, I guess Space Jam 2 is coming out. And that's all I want to say about it. Fuck yeah. Alright, so the last one is Avengers. Avengers is pulling a reboot. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but like they're gonna put Avengers Endgame back into the theaters with like different content. So it's like they took a page out of George Lucas and like a Sonic reboot mashed together, and like, hey, we're gonna come out with some new shit and throw it back in the theaters. I don't know what's gonna happen. I haven't even seen Endgame yet because I just wait till things come on DVD because I'm a poor son of a bitch, and I hate going to movies. But we'll see. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's just gonna bring up more freaking spoilers, and everyone's gonna be pissed again. So yay. We'll see what happens there. All right. So that's Quickies for you. Hope you guys like that. If you have any ideas for more Quickies in the future, or you just hate the whole thing in general, let me know down below. All right, so today's... Oh, hi, Link. AJ's the official cat wrangler. You know how they gotta be in everything. So yes, as Charlie says, no spoilers. I will never spoil anything on this podcast because that to me is one of my biggest pet peeves. You know, people, and I'm gonna put this out there right quick. Just let them, you know what? Just let them. Fuck it. As long as you stay here, dude, be cool. All right. So don't spoil things, because what you might not understand is some people look forward to these things. I know it sounds dumb, but not a lot of people have money, you know, and or time or the ability to go see a movie all the time. So they get this one time where they're like, okay, I'm saving my money. I made plans for this. This means a lot to me. You know, I'm gonna go see this movie, and then you, the asshole, ruined that one moment for them that they've waited like all month for. And that's just cruel. That's bad, and you might not think so, but you're really messing someone's life up. And I know that sounds dumb, but you are. You know, just because it doesn't bother you doesn't mean it doesn't bother everyone else. Just be cool about it. You know, that's all I'm gonna say. Just don't do that shit. All right, so game recommendation. That's why I have Saved by the Bell there, because today's recommendation is totally rad for the NES. This game is totally rad. And I don't know, like Saved by the Bell came to mind because that was like the one show like back in the 90s that was like totally rad. Alright, because this game is awesome. It's made by Jaleco, you know, or Jaleco or Tomato, whatever. I think it's the game, when you hear it in the game they say Jaleco. I don't know why, but this game's freaking awesome. I like this game. It's a platformer. It's pretty cool. I would say it's like Bill and Ted meets Mega Man. I like it. Sorry, I got these like cases that I put my games in to protect them. But the booklet's pretty funny too. If you can get a hold of the booklet, it's a good read, because like whoever wrote the booklet says funny things too. Like this one's like right here. Like see if you look, it says okay dudes. Like they use like the Bill and Ted stuff in there, and then I think it's right in the middle. Yeah, look at this. They put their like girlfriend in. Someone put their girlfriend in the picture, and the text at the bottom says, "Excellent. I thought I lost this picture. I totally forgot that I suck in this manual. Very righteous babe for sure." Like the manual is hilarious. So I would recommend trying to get the manual if you can. But the game itself, dude, totally rad's awesome. Okay. So it's a platformer. It definitely plays a lot like Mega Man, but I think it's more rad, to be honest. Not that I like the game better than Mega Man, but it's just really cool. Like the graphics are really vibrant. You know, a lot of colors, like that 90s retro feel. The main character, I think his name's like Jason or something with a J. Him and his girlfriend, you know, they have that like typical 90s style to it. There's a lot of like that same language, like dude, righteous, gnarly, like throughout the whole game. So it gives you that like 90s feel. Like he runs like the dude from I don't know, what's that one contest that MTV had with the video game? I forget it now. But like, you know, he has like one of those weird walks and everything. I don't know. The whole game aesthetic wise is awesome. The gameplay is amazing. The platforming is awesome. The boss battles, they're a little bit easy, but there are these big characters. They look all crazy. They have like, I don't know if you remember the old Trapper Keepers, but they had like a monster folder thing where they'd have all these crazy monsters. It looks like they took monsters from that and made them into the game. The music's awesome. The story's, fuck the story. You're in here to play a game, right? Go watch Harry Potter if you want a movie. Yeah, Treasure Master. Thank you, Charlie. Yeah, he has like the walk like the guy in Treasure Master, but his is more of like a run because the whole game is based on him running. But like, yeah, and like what I like about it too is the reason why it's like Mega Man is your powers are like you turn into other characters. So it's more than just like a different gun that you shoot. It's more you get a whole different character. It kind of reminds me of Shokura, which is another game I'll probably mention on next podcast. But Shokura, in other games, there's not many games like this where you actually change full characters, where like the way you play each character is different as well. I guess another one would be that Green Rabbit dude. I'm really terrible with names today, aren't I? Bucky O'Hare, where you change characters, but it's not just the gun; it's the actual character as well. So this game gives it all to you, man. It's really fun, and it's generally cheap because people don't know about it. I like mine. Mine's from Roadrunner Video. I don't know if you guys had Roadrunner Video. We did here in Ohio. In fact, that's where I actually got this game. Believe it or not, this is an old one that I've had sit on the shelf for a while. I got it when Roadrunner went out of business a long ass time ago, which is why I have the booklet with the hole in it. You guys remember that shit? They would attach the booklet to the case so you couldn't steal it, but it was made out of paper so you could just cut it because they were idiots. But yeah, good old Totally Rad, dude. I recommend this thing. The game is totally fucking rad, man. Alright, so that'll end the podcast. So those who are watching live, thank you. Oh wait, you know what? That's right, we had a question here from the chat.
Why don't you think the S weapon in Contra is overrated, is what he was saying.
Yes. Okay, so the S weapon in Contra is not overrated. It is one of the best weapons in any game ever, and it is definitely the best weapon in that game. It does.
Super C. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. Of course, in Super C, Super C is just the second game. Contra, call it Contra 2 if you want. So the reason Spread Gun is so good is A, it does a shit ton of damage. It's not the highest damaging. Obviously, you have the laser, but it's up there. It's one of the top tier. It spreads. I mean, it hits everything on the screen, so it gives you angles that you don't have to like worry about. Like for example, to shoot something that's below you, you have to get directly above it and shoot down with every other gun. I mean, obviously you can get the angles, but you only get those two locations. And the game is set up in cardinal directions, so that gun can hit you in both. Whereas with Spread Gun, you can sit between the two, jump up, and still hit it, and it gives you that option of not getting shot by the gun. That's how is that overrated? That's awesome. That gives you so many options, and then you can even get into like even more, where you can get not even between them, but in between, and jump and shoot at an angle. Like you can get at every angle and shoot everything in the game. That's awesome, and you're doing it at a high damage output. Not to mention, you're hitting multiple guys at the same time. If you're at the back of the screen, you're hitting the entire right side of the screen at the same time. You're taking out everything. That's awesome. How is that overrated? I mean, the term overrated means you're rating it higher than it should be, or you're putting it on a higher pedestal than it deserves. Fuck no, dude. The Spread Gun is great. How can you ever say that is overrated? So no, I have to completely disagree.
I like the fire weapon too, Charlie.
Yes, the fire weapon. The only thing I hate about the fire... Okay, there's two things I hate about the fire weapon. One is it is slow as fucking balls. Boom, 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 boom. For a stationary item, awesome. But for a moving character, terrible. And also, you have to wait for it to either hit the guy or well, with the fire weapon, if you shoot it again, it stops the one that's on the screen. So if the guy is at the end of the screen and you shoot the fire weapon and it gets here and you shoot it again, this one poofs and the new one comes out, and you never hit the enemy. So it's terrible. Yeah. So the only good thing about it is you can use it as a flamethrower. You can like spam it, and you got this flame coming out of the front of it, which is nice. But then it's only this far out of the character. In fact, I think the fire weapon's one of the worst in that regard, because it actually does just decent damage. I think it's right under the spread actually. In Super C they changed it, which is a lot better. But in the original Contra, it's fucking terrible. Yeah, as Charlie did, yeah. In Super C, it's a little bit different. So I can see the fire weapon being pretty good in Super C, but still not better than the spread. And then I saw Pharaoh said something. His problem with Mario Maker, 95% of the levels are garbage. Yeah, that's going to happen because people aren't level creators. And I think that's why they needed to implement a thumbs down system as well. I know that's going to bring out the trolls, but at the same time, it's also going to bring out bad levels. So I think like the pros outweigh the cons with that. Or implement something where people can not necessarily thumbs down it, but mark it as like why it's a bad level. Almost kind of like an eBay rating system, but without the stars. So like you have to give a reason why you're saying it's not a good level. So people are like warned about that, and then maybe there's a system where you can say I don't want levels that people have deemed trolly, stuff like that. Maybe something like that would be pretty cool to implement. But alright guys, so stay tuned if you're watching Twitch. We're going to do that Mario 3 randomizer here. Hope you enjoyed it. Do that like, subscribe thing. You guys know all about that shit. Until next time, peace.